and welcome to another episode of Spilled Ink. And right now we are not at the studio, we're at someone else's studio. It's Belle's studio. Hello, Belle.
Hi.
Oh, and we have Emirichu, the one and only Emily.
They already know me, honey.
Someone new just clicked the video, honey.
I'm not a guest.
Anyways, what are we doing today, Emily?
We are learning how to animate traditionally, which I've never done before. I've never even animated before.
We have no idea what we're doing because Belle set up everything, basically.
We are here with an industry professional. Belle, could you please introduce yourself to the viewers? Let them know, I guess, your credentials, what you're all about.
Yeah, so my name is Belle, Bellamy Brooks, full name, my credit name, I guess. But I've worked in anime for about 4 years, in the animation industry for about 7 years before that, doing kind of Western animation. And in my experience working in Japan, I've done movies, TV shows, maybe about 20 to 30 different shows and movies, 4 of which I animated on paper. So
oh my goodness.
I have very little experience doing the paper stuff because they were small sections, but I worked on 100 Girlfriends as a Sakuga Kantoku, animation supervisor, and also on the new season of Blue Exorcist on paper. I did layout animation on that too.
Belle, what do we have in this packet right here?
Okay, so basically what this is called is a katebukuro, just cut bag in Japanese. These would be run around all over Tokyo, delivered from prime contract studios to subcontract studios, which allow them to get these files, which I will go over the components of this file as well. I've prepared some special materials for you guys.
Okay.
I created your very own custom Spilled Ink timesheets, folders, and layout paper. So these here, that's a secret for later. These are called timesheets, but the timesheets also double as folders. I'm going to be teaching you how to animate on paper fully, which means
It looks like an Excel spreadsheet.
this is part of layout animation, and it is still a part of it. It's been the same for 100 years. This is a multi-plane camera sheet that's used for those big machines that used to do animation. We still use them today. I'll explain this later a little more in detail.
But first, we want to thank today's sponsor, Sakura Co.
Sakura Co. is a monthly Japanese artisan snack box that supports local makers across Japan. Each box is carefully crafted to deliver an authentic taste of Japan straight to your home. And what's this month's theme, Daidus?
Wow, this clearly looks like a moonlit Sakura theme going on here.
So
clearly.
pretty. Let's see what goodies we have this month. Ooh!
Whoa.
And inside the box, they actually give you a booklet giving you little fun facts about Japanese culture, and they even give you details about all the snacks that are included in your box. In this box, they actually also give you a Sakura-themed wagashi
Oh, whoa,
plate.
what? Okay.
Isn't this gorgeous?
Yo, I'm down.
You can tell these snacks are not just from the grocery store, because I personally have never seen these before in my life.
Okay, this looks delicious. Look at this one.
That would be the Sakura cookie.
It's like Christmas cookie.
I want to bite. Don't eat the whole thing.
Ah!
I want to try.
What?
Oh, damn. And also, it comes with a tea, a Sakura hibiscus tea. This also pairs perfectly with all of the Sakura-themed snacks we have here going on. That is the Kinako Mochi Senbei, which is a light and crisp senbei coated in a delicate blend of wasambo sugar and Kinako soybean powder. Oh, that's so good.
It's like coated in like...
It's soybean.
Oh, that's good.
If you also want a box of absolutely delicious, authentic Japanese snacks, then check out the link in the description. Use code ICHIKA to get $5 off your first order. Thank you for sponsoring this video and for sending us this delicious box.
All right, anyways. Back to the video!
And here we have the ikonte, so the storyboard of the scene we will be animating. This is the first time you guys are seeing this. So the story is just going to be Emily at a train station waiting for Daidus, and she's kind of like sad and lonely, and then becomes very happy.
Oh, wait, that's so cute.
When you arrive, there's a camera move, and you guys can look at this once I pass them out.
Have you prepared like a whole professional?
I'm just flabbergasted right now. Like, I'm not even speaking because it's just so crazy right now what you're pulling out right now. This is insane. Like, what?
So here as well, if the Seisaku Shinko is really nice, they will print these out too, which is the Ikonte page blown up, which we'll be using as the base for our drawings, which we'll draw over the top of these. So there's a camera move here.
Camera move.
Yes.
Wait, what?
So this is an information sheet for the compositor. So they know that the camera will be moving from A to B, and the timesheet has markings of when it should start moving and when it should stop moving. All right, and then the last thing I have in the folder, you'll get design sheets too. So I created a TV anime version of Emirichu.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, I'm so cute. What the heck?
I tried to do your eye style as much as I could, and then the anime style is kind of based off Bochi, the rock. So
Oh, I
kind of
love
like
it. I love Bochi.
hybrid of those two things.
So what is this called?
So this is called a sete, or setting. Is just literally just the translation of it. You'll get a bunch of papers like this. I'll give an example here from one of my.
You're gonna fool our viewers into thinking we're actually getting like an anime made. We're not. This is just an example.
This is from 100 Girlfriends Who Really, Really, Really Love You. They released a lot of merch, I guess, books and things, which this is one of my biggest inspirations for character designs. Something cool with this too is that I had a little show and tell. They also released this at Comic Cat, which was like a promo katebukuro. So they have their timesheet folders, and inside they have all the genga of these cuts here. So these are prints of the episode. So this would be done traditionally. I think these were drawn digitally. But they still print them out and use these big giant timesheets. You can see that the timings here of when the frames are to be exposed.
Are some parts in like an anime episode done traditionally and other parts are done digitally? How do they decide which scenes?
So it's basically up to the animators. I would say that all animation supervisors, most of them now, are trained traditionally. So I had a chance to work at Shinei Animation for a few weeks, so Doraemon's studio. And every single Sakuga Kantoku in that floor that I was in, they were all doing paperwork. I would say maybe 50% of the industry is on paper. And it's just up to the discretion of the animator.
So I have a question for you, Belle.
Yes.
Which one do you prefer?
I prefer paper.
Let's go!
Well, anyways, let me give you guys these packages.
As you
would
I don't know.
be
What
Scary.
do I do with this?
for you.
Thank you.
I
Oh
did these
God.
timesheets once in college, and I still didn't know
This is for
how
you.
the heck is.
So you've worked with this before, Daidus?
Only once, and I hated it.
Okay, so I'm gonna make you not hate it. The thing that I love about X Sheets is that if you have enough experience in animation, in anime specifically, there are so many commonalities and rules to follow that are really easy. So once you have those down, you can time your entire animation for your entire section on the timesheets without drawing anything. And then you don't have to worry about it again. So that's what I'm going to show you guys how to do, how to time it. Here as well, the last thing is a package of just blank papers. So these will be what we are animating on.
Okay.
The package is so cute, but it's scary. I'm scared.
One interesting fact about these layout papers, the hole punch that you have is custom fabrication. So they cost $300.
I'm sorry, what?
Just to hold your thing?
It's a hole punch.
Wait, why? Wait, why?
It's just one company makes them.
They own
They
the
have a
market.
monopoly on hole punchers? What?
Everyone has this same yellow hole puncher. So I'll do a quick rundown of the tools that we need. So we need animation taps here.
Is that to hold your
These
pegs?
are to hold your animation frames together when you're animating. And this is the fancy one, the expensive one. This is the cheap one.
What is the difference?
It's like a millimeter thinner.
Oh my God.
So that when your pencil hits up against it, it doesn't create bumps. I have a third one here, which is a plastic one from the 100 Girlfriends
oh, that's so cute.
Comic
Little,
Cat thing.
Souvenir one.
I've never actually animated with this one, so I don't know how well it will do.
But you only need
I'm
one,
down to
yeah?
use it.
You're down to use
I
it?
like pink.
All right, I'll give you that one.
You only need one, though, right?
Yeah,
Technically?
we only need one.
Okay.
So I'll give you each an
I'll take the
animation
disco
tap.
one.
So generally, animators will use number 2 pencils. These are like the iconic number 2 pencils that you'll see animators' drawers full of them because they just burn through them so quickly.
I know, this one's like a nub.
Yeah, that's a nub. I'm gonna make Daidus use that one.
Oh, yeah.
But I have a hack. So here is a pencil extender.
Oh,
So now you have the longest pencil.
I got the longest long.
Generally speaking, they use these and pencil sharpeners. So I have a electric pencil sharpener, which works well. But my favorite one is this Faber-Castell a pencil sharpener, which just makes a perfect sharpen every single time. I have varying types of erasers because you have to be quite precise. So I have this eraser, which acts like a mechanical pencil, but it just has a flat edge, which is nice to use. This one is a point eraser. So it's
They
very
get that
small.
small?
Yeah, because you have to like erase a highlight pupil in an eye or a highlight on a pupil. So
I want that. I want that.
All right.
Those
Take
are
notes,
great.
take notes.
I'm taking notes.
lastly, our colored pencils. You have to have these, and each of them has a specific purpose and designation. So blue is for shadows, red is for highlights, green is for gradients, and then for purple, you might see every now and again if there's like a double shadow, like JoJo, they might use something like that. These are fill colors over here, so you would use yellow for highlight fill, light blue for shadow fill, and pink sometimes for hair shadow fill if you want to make it different than the others.
How
Okay,
long
because
does it-
I always wondered, like,
What all
every time I
different
see
colored
these.
lines are for?
Yeah, I always
Yeah.
wondered.
Yeah, it's extremely standardized.
How long does it take to like learn this?
Well, I've maybe like a couple years, I think.
Did you have a cheat sheet for it?
Yeah,
No,
for like the
I learned
colors?
the hard way. Like I
okay.
just got thrown into the fire and I had to figure it out. Because I didn't get trained traditionally at all. Normally people go to Simongako for this stuff. So I just had to use online resources, peer learning, and working in production. So basically what we would do from here is we would write our timesheets and try to figure out the timing of the piece. And then we'd start drawing.
Oh, you do the timesheet first.
This is a controversial topic.
Oh, it is? Oh, sorry.
No, so like some people really want to animate first and feel it out, but when you're on paper, like you don't really have as much experimental like
Oh,
freedom.
because if you mess up,
to,
it's
like,
a lot of work.
and you don't have a timeline, so you have to do it on the timesheets.
Okay.
But even digitally, I do the timesheet first. Open up your timesheet.
Okay.
And you can see, I'll explain the anatomy of the timesheet as quickly as I can. We're very used to timelines looking like this. That's all this is a vertical representation of a horizontal timeline. The first second is this like brownish line here, second here, like third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. So each timesheet has 6 seconds of time on it, and each row is a frame. These blue lines help you just kind of keep track of every 6th frame. Anime is very often animated on 3s, so having that marker helps you really quickly fill out timesheets, because you would only ever put stuff on right below the line or in the middle. At the top, you can see the title of the episode, the title of the animation, the episode, scene cut. Next to that is the time code, which would be seconds, followed by however many frames. So you might see 4 plus 12, 4 plus 8, no more higher than 4 plus 23, because then it would switch to a new second. And then next to that, you see the Genga artist, that would be us. And then however many pages there are. This top section is just counting how many frames there'll be for Doga, which is the in-betweening process. So we would fill this out to see how expensive the cut's going to be. The higher the number, the more expensive.
I've always wondered how, like, what dictates how expensive a cut would be.
Layout animation is a flat fee per cut. So you can have as many frames in a layout and it won't affect the cost of that cut generally. But if it's has many frames, every frame of Doga and Shiage is around $3 to $4 per frame. So if you have a cut with 40 frames, it's going to be way more expensive than a cut with 10. So the directors and producers will look at this top column and say, this is too expensive, cut it, remove frames. All right, so that's the timesheet. And so when I'm looking at this, first I need to show you the animatic, because you would often be given that too. So here's the animatic.
Oh my
So
god, so
just
cute.
Very short. I added extra frames in here that I also put in. I will put into the timesheet just to help us guide the animation along. So but I didn't print them off because you wouldn't have those printed off in the cuts. So the extra frames in here are just like hair follow through, maybe a blink in between, that type of stuff. But generally, animators would have their papers held up like this, and then they try to watch it as it falls. Layout animators would see that, okay, so you go from this pose to this pose, So the hair would follow behind and need to settle. So you would know that there would have to be an extra frame right before this as the hair settles. This movement as well, there would be another hair settling. And between the first and second one, there would probably need to be an in-between guide, how to get from this pose to this pose. So I drew that as well in the animatic. 3/4 view, blinking head down. And that would cut that motion in half. I'll probably we can speed through this and I'll let you guys use the cheat sheet. I think it'll be just a bit easier actually. So you can kind of copy these down. So we have 1, hold, in between 2, in between, back to 1, and then we hold until, so I'm looking at these marks here. So this is the first, second mark, and then 1, 2. So first, second, 1, 2, held all the way to here. In between 3, in between 4. And then this is a quicker motion. So we're actually going to animate on 2s for the head turn from 4 to 5, or 4 to 6 is going to be a bit quicker. And then hold again to here. So if you're keeping track, I'm animating most of it on 3s. So it's 6 seconds here, and then putting in between at the end, in the middle at the end. This is pretty much how all animation in Japan is timed. So it makes it really efficient.
My brain is fried.
So I gotta pretend this is an animate CC timeline, huh?
Yes.
Okay.
Wait, what's the difference between Genga and Doga?
So Genga is the layout animator. They will be responsible for first key and second key, which means that they will have their drawings that they will submit, they will get feedback on, and then they draw it again cleaner.
Okay.
And then after that, that gets sent back to the feedback round and then to Doga, which does the in-betweens in color.
If I'm the Genga, these slashes, I don't have to do them. I don't have to do them. I'll be like, that's your job, Mr. In-Betweener or Miss In-Betweener.
And today we're only going to draw 4 frames of this. So we're going to draw what I call hero frames. This isn't a real term, it's just one I made up.
This is a Bell term.
Yeah, so basically we're going to be doing the 4 frames that are included here. We might not have time to do the in-betweens or in-between guides, that type of stuff. So if we have extra time, we can add those, like the blink, the in-betweens of the head turns.
Even with 3 of us, we wouldn't be able to put it
We
together?
might be able to. We might be able to if we split the work. But I realized I made an error. So I shouldn't have made those horizontal lines because having these stop exposing there means there'd be a hole in the animation. So these lines just need to continue.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Oh, continue until the slash?
Yeah, continue until the slash. So the last tool that we have is the Sakuga table.
Oh,
so the Sakuga desk. So these desks, these are traditional Japanese Sakuga desks that I got from a studio that was getting rid of all their furniture. I wonder if I can open my... I don't think I can get in without hitting the camera.
Oh, this opens?
Yeah, so these open, and inside is where the lights will go.
Oh.
I've modified it to have a LED strip. Eventually, I'm trying to replace that LED strip with something bigger and brighter.
Modified.
I've never done electronics before, so I don't know. This was like a test. I think it's gonna work. So if you rotate that dial, it'll turn on the light table.
Oh.
I had like this switch I was going to show you, but I don't think I can get into this. Normally, as a layout animator, you'd be required to draw the background too, but we'll skip that.
Oh, thank God. Thank God.
But it would be a traditional style where the background, the character, any elements would be all on one frame like this. But the art of traditional layout like that is dying. They're trying to just do more focus on the characters. And Daidus, the light table you have, which you are familiar with somewhat, is just the modern light table, which a lot of studios are using. So they mostly have this. The top here is magnetic, so you'll be able to pin this up there.
Bing! Bong, 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 bing!
And if you hit the power button again, it'll change it for warm, if you like the warm light.
Oh.
Which one of you wants the first frame or the last frame?
I'll take anything.
I'll take the last frame.
Okay, last frame is the front view one. So, or sort of 3/4.
Okay. Oh,
So
hell yeah. I
maybe
want that
A4.
one.
Or actually, no. It's a A8 is the last frame.
Yeah, whatever that means.
A8.
Hell yeah.
So when you say A8, is it like the 8 frame?
Yes.
Okay.
So the 8th frame.
What does A stand for? Oh, A right here.
So I can explain what A is.
Yeah,
so
what is A, B, C, D, E, F, G?
Each of these is a different layer. You can think of it as like layers in Photoshop or Clip Studio.
Ah.
So the bottom layer is A, the second layer is B, C, D, E, F, and so on. The background would be the back layer, and then you place the character cells on top of the background, and then you have like a second character that's on another side of the scene, and they would layer like that.
Wait,
A,
is the
B, C,
background
D.
not A?
The
Or is it its
background
own thing?
is its own thing.
Oh, its own
Because
thing, okay.
after the animation is done with it, they send it to the background department to be painted.
So are we basically redrawing this, but just more polished?
Yes. So this would be like the director's boards, which were done roughly and usually like not even this clean often. Sometimes it might be a stick figure even. But yeah, so this is a bit tighter, so it'll be a little easier. The goal is to put this on model to the model sheet.
We have like a running joke on our channel and Daidus' channel where he can't draw me normally. Like every time he draws me, it always looks like effed up. Editors put an example. So I'm very excited because this, I think, is the very first time Daidus will draw me normally, right?
Yeah, let's see.
Honey?
You know what the problem is right here?
What?
I kind of like the rough sketch though. What if I make it too? All right, I'll try.
Every animator's goal is to make it look better than the storyboard.
All right, Belle, I have a burning question for you.
Yes.
What exactly got you into animation? What made you want to do this for a living?
That's you want the long story or the short?
Longer the better, baby.
Sure. Why not?
I've always been interested in storytelling and art from a young age, like most animators or artists. But I never knew like what field I wanted to be in, so I tried everything. I tried acting, music, traditional arts, dance, radio, journalism, just all over the place. I think it wasn't until I think animation. The best way to put it is animation chose me, not the other way around.
Huh.
Because every job I applied for a different position than animation, but they kept hiring me as an animator. So the first job I was hired on, I was going to school for TV broadcast journalism, and they knew that I did some motion graphics and stuff. I added in my portfolio. I applied for the job to be an editor because I wanted to be a filmmaker, and they said, no, you should just be an animator on our team. And I was like, I mean, I guess I could try. After that, basically, I worked there for 7 years as an animator and kind of just learned on the go how to make animation happen. Basically, during COVID, I got the opportunity to help build a tiny company that was trying to make it an anime called Tonari Animation. It was a really interesting, crazy, wild ride trying to figure out how to do something that many people have never done before. I think before COVID, the amount of foreign animators was probably like less than 10 that were working in Japan. I would say, let me rephrase that, Western foreigners. I think there's a lot of other Asian foreigners that were working in anime before, especially from China and Korea.
Where are you from originally?
I'm from Arkansas.
Oh.
Hey.
So middle of nowhere, the woods. It's a beautiful place. Yeah, I think as I was helping build that company and trying to learn everything I could about animation, I had the opportunity to come to Japan temporarily. And yeah, when I visited Japan, I didn't even consider the thought of moving here until I was in my very last month of my visit. And that's when we landed a really awesome movie, which I'm not allowed to talk about.
Oh no, all the NDA.
It was something that was super exciting to me, and I realized that my opportunities would just continue to be as amazing as that was if I moved here. So I made that decision very quickly, went back to the US for 2 months, sold everything I owned, packed up everything, and came back to Japan.
Oh my God. Very jump in the deep end. This is what I want to do,
Yes.
for sure. If someone outside of Japan was interested in pursuing an animation career in Japan, would you encourage them to do it, or?
Sort of. Okay. Maybe. If someone really cares about stability, security, benefits, good union jobs, that type of thing, no.
Okay.
But if they care about being artistically fulfilled, getting to skill up extremely fast and work in a really traditional environment where you can learn from masters, then yes.
Okay, so a question that a lot of, people around the world would like to know is that they think that animation is kind of slave labor
In the anime industry
in
specifically.
the anime industry specifically, and there's a lot of YouTube videos about it being like, oh, these guys, they are overworked. No, am I crazy?
Every studio I've worked for has been wonderful. The people there seem very happy. They're laughing and cheerful. They might be working late hours, but here's something that a lot of people don't really consider is that animators want to work long hours. And even if you force them to work 9 to 5, 40 hours a week, they will work more than that because it's a craft and a skill that they're honing and it's competitive. So any animator who works less time than the others, they're going to fall behind.
In the studio setting, do you think they get paid enough for how much like time and work they put into it?
I think they do actually. So some of the biggest misconceptions is that animators make a really bad pay. And I would say that that's not the case in prime contract studios. So if you're working for a studio that has the core creators, the character designers, the directors, the animators that work there are living quite comfortably and they have good pay. The main thing that people realized, or that I realized, was the only people that really suffer as far as pay goes are beginners because they're not fast enough, their skills aren't high enough, they just can't keep up with the pace that they would need to survive. So that's why a lot of them go to school and they try to get past that beginner hump. Because once they do, a lot of cuts for freelancers are paid per cut. So the faster you are, the better you are, the more money you make. I know animators that make $10,000 a month because they just churn out animation. And I know some animators that only make 150,000 yen a month because their pace is a bit too slow. It'll be interesting to like put all of our drawings together and see.
All right, how's this?
I'm struggling over here.
Oh, something I forgot to mention. Draw past the camera frames. Yeah, we need to fill the whole page. The reason for that is because if later the doga lines end up being too thick or something, they can reframe the cut just a bit to make it look a little bit more higher resolution. Or if they want to change the camera angles and things like that.
So I found it funny that you said that sometimes the producers or the directors have to make a note that says not to make the breasts too big because apparently animators like to make the breasts big by accident, like
They do.
subconsciously or something. That's so funny.
They do. They're trained to draw them very nicely. So
All right, how's this?
I think you made your boobs too small.
What? Really?
Yeah, according to the sete.
Am I too flat?
I think you're too flat.
Director Bell,
Yes.
my turn.
Yes.
Bell Sensei. Will we call you Bell Sensei?
Bell Sensei is
if we worked
fine.
under you?
Hey,
Bell Sensei.
Actually, you could cheat really easily because these are almost the same size.
I knew it!
So
Oh my gosh, she's
Something
teaching
you
me a
can see.
cheating move.
you're very close on the profile of the face, but
But she's looking down. That's the problem.
she is, but you can like rotate to see like she's kind of looking down, but the side profile will pretty much stay the same. So
see.
something that they're always really particular with eyes and the jaws, that most animators will spend 90% of their time perfecting that. I want you to take the sete like this and look over it and then see what you notice the difference is, because I think the jaw is a little low and the nose, the arc is missing a little bit of the character.
All right, Sensei, how's this?
So one thing that you could do, the only, like everything looks really cute. The only spot that I'm worried about is this zone here is a zone I always try to hide. Because it's an awkward anime zone, like because their heads are weird shapes. If you're able to move the hair to cover that, I think it'll help.
Oh, so when I get notes back, it would be on like a blank page?
It would be on a yellow sheet of paper like
Oh,
these.
so that's like the correction paper?
Yes. So the animation supervisor would use these papers to draw corrections, and they'll focus on matching the sete, all the details, and then adding notes that the director gave to you. So the director might change the animation completely, and the supervisor has to change it.
Ooh, so much work for one frame. Good lordy lord.
How much do I get paid for this one frame?
This cut would probably be 4,000 yen total for everything.
Let's go.
And a layout animator would have been probably done already.
Huh?
Yeah, they can go really fast with this stuff.
Belle, question.
Yes.
What is, you don't have to name one, but what is / are your biggest like animation inspirations? Every animator has that one show or animation that like got them into it.
So the two animations that are inspiring me the most lately is Licorice Recoil. I love Licorice Recoil. And Emirichu's character designs are just so good and clean looking. These characters, I studied these a lot when I was doing Iron Mouse Unleashed. And I tried to kind of pull some of the style of that into it. I was really inspired by Kill la Kill.
I love how you have like an art book for every example.
It's important to have like these art books of your inspirations.
Big agree.
Artistically, I'm not going that direction anymore because it's a bit outdated. So I have to have inspirations now that are more modern, like Violet Evergarden.
Oh, beautiful.
This is the Violet Evergarden boards, which are kind of inspiring to me. It's treated very cinematically. And I'd love to be able to...
I love official merch that is basically just like a little sneak peek into the actual process, like behind the scenes.
Yeah, it's incredible.
What would you say is the, like now that you've been in the industry for several years now, what would you say is the most challenging part about it?
I can't think of anything that's like particularly challenging.
Wow.
I think it's all just fun.
Wait, that's awesome.
Well, that's good.
There's certain shows and productions that I've worked on that were extremely grueling and very difficult, but even those productions, I'm still proud of working on them. So like, I don't feel bad about that. I think possibly one of the more difficult things is just more of a Japan thing, which is that when you start at a studio, you don't get paid for like 45 days before you get your first paycheck.
Really? Wait,
So-
why is that?
So it's like a 2-month delay of your first paycheck, which can be really hard for people to, especially people that are foreign and they move here. I think people in Japan, they don't have to worry about that too much because they already have back pay from their previous job. I think that's the most challenging thing. Right. Visa status is extremely difficult to deal with, but I think that these types of things are more like system problems in Japan for immigrants rather than industry specific things.
Yeah.
Oh, that looks so much better. Yeah, that's perfect.
Hey,
And now,
anything I'm
so
missing?
you need to add the shadows on the hair. So make sure you follow the shadow guide here.
Oh.
And also fill in any missing details.
So
like
what
the
color is the
highlights.
shadow? Is it also the same
It's
as this?
blue.
Oh, it's blue.
So it'll be,
So blue is like the deep shadows?
yeah. So I did blue shadows.
So is the red like shadow for hair specifically?
So you actually wouldn't generally fill this in red. I filled them in,
You just outline it?
purple.
Oh, okay.
Because red, you usually just use red for the outlines of highlights. And then those usually get filled in with yellow.
Do I color in the shadows on the top of her head?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because she's underneath the awning.
Oh, so it wants me to make a straight line. I should have made a straight line. Huh?
Yes.
I was getting
it's okay.
I was getting fancy with it.
It's okay. You can be fancy with it too.
I think it might look better straight though. So it's more anime, I think. Yeah.
I think either way will work. The thing with layout animation is you won't be too precious as a animator because you know that whoever takes it from you next is going to redraw everything.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wait, really?
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, so I'm making it perfect for no reason. I'm like, how are they gonna make a frame out of my really bad pencil sketch?
Oh yeah, I actually have a really great example of this too. So this is Akane Yano's Sakan book. She's the character designer of 100 Girlfriends, and everything in here is corrections. So sometimes they'll do partial corrections like this, but a lot of times they'll do full corrections.
All right.
How's it going?
Hey, help me!
You're missing some shadows. So there's shadows under here. She has these cheek highlights. There's some shadows in her eyes that are missing.
Oh, okay. The eyes are very okay.
So like the whites of the eyes, they have this kind of line there. Yeah, just kind of like go back and forth a little bit and see if there's anything that...
Oh my goodness. Oh my, this is crazy.
Can I see your other frame, Emily? The one that you're not working on?
Oh.
I will start correcting it. So what I'm doing now is called Sakuga. It's the job of the Sakuga Kantoku. Normally there would be another paper in front of this that would be done by the Inshutsu, the animation director. Not the animation director, the translations are really confusing because Sakuga Kantoku sounds like an animation director when you translate it, but it's more accurately translated to drawing supervisor.
Oh, okay.
So they are not in charge of directing the animation. They're in charge of directing the drawing quality. Oh, you forgot to label your frame.
What do you mean?
It's A3. So yours is A8. So you would want to write here A8.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Boom, baby. A1, baby. Spilled ink anime.
Yeah, I think this is good enough to go on to the next phase.
I did it.
Yes.
Let's go. Let's go. We take those.
So if you want something to do, I can give you something here. So I want you to be the supervisor.
Oh boy.
Supervise my drawing.
All right. Maybe I'm made to be a supervisor, huh?
So
I'm supervising your drawing.
yeah,
That's
you'll be
okay.
supervising my drawing.
So take these off.
Yes.
Okay.
And basically what you would be doing is looking at the sete, looking at my drawing,
So I'm flipping.
and you won't be flipping, but you just basically will be tracing this and improving it.
That's it.
That's it.
And then I pass it to
And then
someone
it'll
else,
come back
and they
to-
make the final.
And then it'll
frame?
come back to me, and I'll make the final frame.
Oh, you make the final
Yeah.
frame. Oh, so I'm just doing revisions.
Yeah.
Okay. Sensei,
Okay.
how's this one?
Ah, that's so cute. I think this is good.
Wait, really?
Yeah, you forgot the label. There's one correction that I think I'll make on that, but it's not that big of a deal. Okay. You supervise this one.
What? I supervise?
Yes. Yes, you'll get a little taste of multiple phases.
Oh,
So your
what
goal-
if I have no notes?
Oh, I'm tasting it
If
right
you scrutinize
now.
this, you'll be able to find some things that are missing. So, for example, the highlights are missing on the hair.
Wait, oh, I thought.
okay. The cheek circles are missing. Oh. And you can probably put a little more fidelity into the eyes with a sharp pencil. Normally, these things would all be done by the same person. So this is going to be interesting.
I guess the more you draw this character, the more you just know by heart. You're like what to fix and what to.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh!
No!
Oh no. It's such thin, delicate paper.
It is. Oh, there's a thing that Sakan can do too, is if there's something that needs to be omitted, you just put a little X.
Oh.
So these highlights that are in the shadow need to go away.
Okay, director's on.
Okay. Yes, it's much more balanced.
Really?
Yes, it is.
Are you sure?
It is more balanced than it was.
Okay. We
But-
take those.
But the Sasakan would probably still correct some more too.
Oh, please.
I think that the clothing probably could use a little work, but I think it's probably fine. After you have corrections, they'll get passed back to you, and you draw the whole frame again.
Oh,
Yes.
wait, what? Wait,
Yes,
from scratch?
From scratch.
Oh, like I take both of these.
You fuse the drawings into one. And your goal is to combine the feedback and make it better. I think this one we will turn into an in-between guide, so we don't have to do it anymore. And the way to do that is to put a triangle here instead. So the triangle basically says that this is a motion guide for the in-between artists to follow, so they know how to go from frame 4 to frame 8.
Why is the paper yellow?
So the paper is yellow just as a color designation. The chief animation supervisor would have a green paper. The director usually has a blue paper, and it's just to help you remember which feedback you've gotten for that.
I see.
What if you, as an animator, do not agree with the corrections?
You can't. You'll get a retake. They will say, you didn't follow the director's corrections, you have to do it again.
Damn.
Because the people who are in those roles are in a superior position in the hierarchy.
Oh.
So what they say goes.
Okay, I see. I guess that's how you avoid the clashing creative differences.
As you say, sir.
Yeah, the directors at the top, their word is law, and then everyone underneath them, you have to agree with the people above you. If there's something that looks off, like maybe the supervising director missed something, or there's like something that looks a bit out of place, the animators can ask and say, this doesn't feel consistent with the cut before. Should I correct it this way or not? And then that kind of stuff is fine. But the drawings you have to draw perfectly. But in this case, none of us are playing the roles of really professional supervisors. So if you want to improve it more, then you can improve it more.
You seem to be a book collector or a art book collector.
Yes.
Do you have any art books you would recommend?
As you both know, the internet is now plagued with AI slop, so we have to have books again.
That's so true. I didn't think of it that way.
I used to use Pinterest for everything, for my designs and for for drawing, but it's like useless now.
Yeah, that's
So
Donzo now. That's
It's
Donzo.
gone.
Yep.
Until they figure out a way to delete all that stuff, it's useless. So I posted on Twitter recently a recommendation list of all my books and what people could look at, so that they can do that if they want a deep dive. I would say there are a few that I would recommend for people who want to work in anime. A lot of my books are kind of designer focused because I'm a character designer, but I could focus on animation in general. So that would be this book called Anatomy for Sculptors. It's a Western book, but you could buy it in Japan too. This is the best anatomy book ever on the market because it breaks down muscles perfectly. And some other stuff too. Oops. This one's good for beginner animators. Richard Williams, The Animator Survival Kit.
The classic, the Bible, the animator Bible, right?
Animator Bible.
Yes. So, I mean, any animator knows of this book, but the main thing to keep in mind for anime is that the timings here won't work for anime. So they have 5 frames or 7 frame walk cycles in here. Anime does 4 frame walk cycles. So there's just some differences like that are more about optimizing animation that this kind of doesn't do. For VFX animation, I always recommend Elemental Magic. This is the Art of Special Effects by Joseph Gilland.
The Art of Special Effects in whoa.
This is an artist who animated special effects on Renaissance Disney movies.
Oh, that's really handy.
So they talk about like explosions and smoke. And break down flames, that type of stuff.
Yeah, because like Dragon Ball
Water.
Z, they have to draw so many explosions
They do.
and smoke.
They do. There are a lot of good Japanese explosion books too. I don't have any of them.
Is there like a
unfortunately.
designated like smoke artist, like animator?
There used to be more specialized VFX artists, but now I think people are generally like they have to know everything. Other than that, if people are interested in design, I think that it's really important that they have books of shows and character designs that they really, really are inspired by. Those become more useful than like how to draw books, for example. Beyond that, to stay up to date on modern styles of illustration in anime, it's really important to have illustrator books of modern illustrators. So Mika Pikazo is very famous. Illustrators.
Yes.
I have a lot of their drawings. Oshinoko is also pretty popular right now, so I have her manga illustration art book. Other than that, I have specialized books on that are more catered towards design. So this is a book on shoes. So it's literally just shoes
Oh, wait, that's sick.
from different angles, how to build shoes, the parts of the shoes, cross sections. Yeah, exactly. So they'll show like the platform, the top of the shoe, how they curve. These types of references are super useful, especially if you're doing design. So this series of books is all about, they're all catalogs of clothing parts that are for cute girls. So it's just like hair ribbons.
Oh, that's super handy. We're buying those.
Shoe designs, socks
what?
designs, shorts, how to combine different elements to make original skirts and
Oh my god, they have
shirts,
hairstyles.
The other thing I would recommend is specialized books on body parts that you want to be able to draw well.
Yes.
So this book on hands is very, very, very good. I highly recommend it. There's a book that's more adult, but it's just about drawing. Oh, hi.
Oh, censor!
You can censor it.
Wait, what?
So this book, a lot of people will have books like this because we have to draw this a lot
Oh
in
my
anime.
goodness! No wonder they're so good at drawing opie.
Whoa! What is the most
You're mean.
corrections you've ever had to make on one frame?
Oh, good question.
I didn't know how to word that. I was thinking like, what is highest time?
You took it like a kid, man.
It's actually extremely common to fully correct an entire animation. So it happens almost every cut. I have to do at least one full frame from scratch, basically. It's extremely common.
But what's the most number of times you had to correct one frame?
Oh,
Getting notes for it back.
so no, that never happens.
Oh, really?
No, so they have the way that they have the system built is so that it's really rare to have to go back and retake something. The layout animator sends it off to be corrected by 3 different directors. It comes back, you draw the frame like this, and then it gets corrected again through all 3 phases, and then it just goes to in between.
Oh, really?
Always.
They don't send it back to you to be
never
like,
send
can
it
you
back.
make extra corrections?
They will send it back though if the animation is unusable. But if the animation is usable, good enough, they push it through.
Oh, wow.
Always.
Sensei. Can you correct me?
No, this looks good. I think this will work.
Thank you.
Oh, wait, you were supposed to draw it on a white paper.
Wait, you made the correction on the correction paper?
What? No, I just traced this one.
Yeah, you just traced that one.
All that work.
I know. It's beautiful, isn't it?
It's good.
Well, I could keep it as like a souvenir.
When you watch anime now, like since you're so involved in like the production side, do you have a hard time like getting immersed when watching anime because you're so focused on like, oh, I know what technique they used, I know what they did here.
Yeah, so if it's a modern anime that was done cheaply, yes.
Oh, you're like they could have gone through more corrections.
Like I'll give an example. So I love this anime, by the way.
We can censor the name.
No, it's fine. Konosuba, I love it. It's one of my favorite anime.
I love Konosuba.
But there's like a supervision error that I noticed that I just couldn't get over when I'm watching it. They sometimes have lines drawn under the eyes like here. Sometimes they don't. But it's completely inconsistent and completely random. So every time it disappears, I'm like, no. And every time...
No.
So yeah, I can kind of obsess over those like little details.
All right, director.
I forgot you had to redraw.
Oh yeah, this looks good.
Yeah, I kind of like my old one better, but what can you do?
Yeah, it's on yellow paper. It's wrong. So this looks good.
I pass.
You pass.
Yay! How did we do, Sensei? Did we do an okay job?
I think you did good. I'm gonna finish this as quickly as I can. And
Okay,
then
no rush, no
and
rush.
then let's put them together and see
Yay!
our partial animation.
We'll give you some quiet time to concentrate here.
Oh yeah.
You guys can keep asking questions. It's fine.
So, how many hours in a typical workday do you spend animating?
10 to 12. Maybe on like a good day, if I'm in a good flow and I'm not waiting on having to cram, I think I could probably do 8 to 10 hours a day.
Like a regular workday?
Yeah, like a regular work day, but I'm crazy and I don't just have a full-time job. I have like freelance work too, so I'll do that as well as the animation work too.
Man, I don't know how you juggle so many projects.
So I tried to do this one as tightly as I possibly could to like professional Ginga. So my lines are very thin, which is pretty expected because there would be a computer that would read this line and then extract the data.
Oh, wait, really?
Yeah, they'll upload this and put it through some animation software that will quickly pick these out. They added a feature like this to Clip Studio called Export for Paintman. Paintman is the software that they would use. But it would automatically read black, red, yellow, like all the colored pencil colors and just turn it into anti-alias line.
Did you have to take a class for this?
No,
You just learned from pure experience.
just experience. But I do teach classes if anyone wants to know.
Oh.
I have one class that sells slots that will be starting in March.
Oh, okay.
Wow,
yeah,
wow,
plug
wow.
it, Val, plug it.
Wow, you hear that?
It's a little expensive for the class, but it's still cheaper than art school. So
That's true.
The class is through Warrior Art Camp. They do professional art classes for all sorts of industries, but our class is the first anime class they've ever had, and it's one of the first Western anime classes ever.
Oh, that's awesome. Like really fulfilling like a niche.
Yes. So our last class, the layout animators that we taught there, half of them got jobs in anime.
Dang.
There's one thing that we still need to do, which is called spacing charts.
What are spacing?
Sounds scary, but it's not that scary. So we should have done it on the layout, but we'll do it on the Ginga. So we'll be seeing it together for the first time.
Oh, snap. Okay.
This is very Gartic phone, isn't it?
It is really good. Take
I
fun.
want to see
Okay,
it on my stand
okay.
up.
So I'm just gonna quickly drop them. Yeah. So the in-betweeners will know that there's in-between frames in these positions, but they don't know where to put them exactly. Okay. So they know that this is the first frame and this is the next frame, but there are infinite amount of poses between those two poses.
Right.
So you need to make a chart that shows you which pose or where they should put that. So in this case, we want from frame 1 to frame There would be a frame 3, but we don't have it right now. So I'm just gonna do a simple chart like this. You would do the 1 and 3 like this. And you show an arrow showing that that's the timeline. Now if I put it in the middle, that would just show that they need to make sure that the drawing that they make is perfectly in between so that the motion is smooth. If I wanted to put it to where she was turning fast, then I would put the in-between closer to the next frame so that it's kind of like an ease out or ease in.
I see.
You can change where the in-between goes through these spacing charts. So from 1 to 3, there's only one keyframe, so I'd put a line here and a dash showing that they need to make sure that the head turns like from here to here, it would be straight in the middle. So like that.
Right.
So what we would do with this next is put it into Clip Studio. Put it into Clip Studio. So I actually timed it in Clip Studio when I did it originally. So what we would do is we would scan these and place them on the timeline following this, which I already did. And eventually we would have that layout animation in here ready to go.
Belle, I can't believe you did all this.
I know.
For little us. This is crazy.
I'm so sorry, Belle. Thank you.
I feel bad.
Don't feel bad.
I
This is
do
fun.
feel bad. This is crazy. You have a whole ass animation here.
With like a background.
With a background and everything.
Belle, where can our viewers find you? Where are you most active?
please.
Yeah, so my most active account is Twitter @ByTheBell. That would be my Twitter and Instagram. And like I said, I have a class that's coming out soon. So if there's any prospective animators out there that want to join anime, it's a really great way in. So it's one of the very few English-speaking classes on anime.
If you would like those same privileges, check out the link in the description down below. And also please check out Belle on all her social medias and her class listed in the description.
See, she's a pro.
Thank you.
And thank you so much.
Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys learned a lot. Bye.
Bye.